Crypto is exploding, and most of us are wondering, is it a trap, or is it still smart to be buying more crypto?
The asset itself is creating nothing.
I think it's a scumball activity.
I would short it if there was an easy way to do it.
And you're saying they're all wrong?
Yeah.
Explain.
All right, so between October of 2020 and April of 2021, crypto had a massive rally. Bitcoin's price went from $10,000 per coin all the way up to over $60,000 per coin. And the interesting thing about all of this is right now, we are seeing a lot of the same things happen in the market that we saw back in October of 2020. And I'm not just talking about technical indicators. I'm not just talking about institutional investors. No, there are a couple of key events that are happening that right now that happened back in October of 2020 that indicate where the market will go. So in today's video, we're going to talk about everything going on with crypto, from technical indicators to new research reports that just came out that show us what is going on behind the scenes in the crypto market. And even we're going to talk about a couple of very important events that are coming up that could be the catalyst we need to see the market go parabolic. And if you guys have been enjoying the videos lately, well then let me know by commenting down below and liking the video. I've tried to take the quality of the videos up a notch, so if you guys have seen that, let me know in the comments down below, because I've been trying to make them a little bit more entertaining for you guys. And if you want to see what stocks I am buying and selling in real time, well then make sure to join our Patreon group. You guys can see access to my $700,000 portfolio on Robinhood, my $200,000 portfolio on Webull, and you also get access to 2 of my 7-figure portfolios on both Charles Schwab and on JP Morgan and Chase. So if you like to see exactly what I'm buying and selling in real time, you want access to live streams, well then make sure to join our Patreon group using the link down below. But anyways, let's start off by going over a couple of key technical indicators before we get into the new data reports, and also a couple of very interesting things going on behind the scenes in crypto. We'll put timestamps down below so you can skip ahead to any portion that you want. But first of all, let's take a look at the 50-day moving average, because we've talked about this quite a bit on the channel, but the important thing is now we have seen that we have officially broken above the 50-day moving average, and we are trending upwards. That's a great time. That's a great sign. That's a short-term bullish trend. In addition to the 50-day moving average, let's take a look at the 200-day moving average, because that is what indicates long-term what is happening in crypto. And we can see right here, we've officially broken above the 200-day moving average for crypto, for Bitcoin as well, which is very important. It's not important, you know, what the exact price is of Bitcoin. Like, yes, it's nice that we broke above a couple of key resistance lines, like the $35,000 line for Bitcoin and the $40,000 line. That is nice that we did break above it, but we're looking at the 50-day and 200-day moving average. Why those? Well, in particular, the 50-day and the 200-day moving average make up something called the golden cross. And the golden cross is when the 50-day moving average crosses above the 200-day moving average. And the interesting thing about this is now we are starting to see that the 50-day moving average is starting to trend upwards again. The light blue, the turquoise colored line on the picture is the 50-day moving average. And the dark blue line that you see here is the 200-day moving average. And now that we're starting to trend upwards, we may potentially see a golden cross happen within the next couple of weeks, within August, like late August 2021. And if that were to happen, that would be a sure sign that we are entering a bull market. This is a technical indicator that many people look at in not just crypto, but for stocks and all markets in general, when the 50-day moving average crosses the 200-day moving average. So we'll keep an eye, take a look at what's going on here. But right now, it's looking like if we keep up the same trends that we are right now, that the 50-day moving average could cross the 200-day moving average within the next month or so. So like end of August, end of August 2021. So we'll see what happens there, but that would be an absolute sure sign that we are entering a bull market, because the last time that we saw this happen was back in October. Last time we saw this happen was in really October of 2020. So it's very important that this is happening, and we'll see what continues to play out. But either way, we have not seen this happen since a long time ago, almost like right before the massive bull rally started and bull market started with Bitcoin, when the price went from $10,000 a coin all the way up to $65,000 per coin. So that is something very interesting that's happening now that also happened back in October of 2020. In addition to this, let's go over a couple of key things that show us how cryptocurrency has been exploding dramatically over not just the last year, but specifically within the last couple of months, it has started to accelerate. So there's a new report that came out that shows that global cryptocurrency adoption has doubled since January of 2021, reaching over 221 million users. So there's a report. It's like a 15 or 16 page report from crypto.com. I'll link it down below if you guys want to read the whole thing. It's actually pretty easy to follow and they break it down really nicely. But what they show is that they did a report, their first ever crypto report on the market back in May of 2020. They said that was the first report that they had introduced, their first edition. It was called Measuring Global Crypto Users. They introduced that in May of 2020, and at the end of May 2020, there was more than 66 million crypto people who like crypto users. But now what they're saying is that number has increased. It took about 9 months from it to go from 65 million when they began tracking to reach 100 million. But the interesting thing here is that the global crypto population, it took 9 months to go from 65 million to 100 million. But then in 4 months, it doubled from 100 million for the total global crypto population, from 100 million to 200 million in only 4 months. So we're seeing that this trend has started to accelerate dramatically. From January of 2021, the global crypto market size, like how many people made up the market, was 106 million. Then in June of 2021, it made 221 million people. So what we're seeing is that we're starting to grow exponentially still in terms of how many people are getting involved in crypto. And the interesting thing is it's not really just because of Bitcoin and Ethereum and the top 2 cryptos. A lot of this growth has been driven by smaller altcoins. For example, Dogecoin, for example, Cardano, for example, Polygon. All of these other coins are helping to drive the market, helping to increase the total market size. According to a lot of polls we've done on this channel before, we've asked people what cryptos they own, which are their favorite. Majority of people end up saying their favorite cryptos are altcoins. Then most people do not pick Bitcoin as their favorite crypto, and that's interesting because that means, you know what, when we typically enter a bull market, altcoins do better. And on top of this, we're seeing that a lot of people are getting involved in crypto strictly because they want to get involved in, let's say, some sort of altcoin. They hear someone talk about Dogecoin, they want to get involved in Dogecoin. They hear someone get involved in Cardano, they want to get involved in Cardano. But ultimately, what we are seeing is that right now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, while they do still dominate the market, Bitcoin has almost a 50% market share and Ethereum has about a 20% market share. The interesting thing about all of this is that it's not about Bitcoin and Ethereum anymore. People, when they want to get involved in crypto, they say, what coins are like less than $10 per coin? People just look at the prices. And that has been what's been driving the growth in crypto. People getting in to the coins that are less than $1 per coin or coins that are less than $10 per coin. People like getting involved in something that seems a little more tangible, something that seems a little more easy to understand than saying, oh, one Bitcoin is tens of thousands of dollars. You own a very small fraction of it. People like to say, oh, I own 50 Cardano, 50 ADA, or I own 1,000 Doge. People like saying that, and that has what has been driving the growth in crypto according to this new report from crypto.com. So that is very, very interesting. We're seeing that not only is the number of total people in the crypto market starting to grow exponentially, it took 9 months to go from 65 million people to 100 million people, and then it only took 4 months to go from 100 million to 200 people, but we're all 200 million people, but we're also starting to see that people are picking some of the smaller altcoins as their first cryptos when getting into the crypto market. Now, they're not just going to Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're picking some of the smaller altcoins. So that was something very interesting about this report, seeing how we're starting to see accelerated growth in crypto, and I don't think this is going to slow down anytime soon. So that's important. That's what's going on with retail investors. One more thing with retail investors is we've talked about this report quite a bit, but only 6% of people in the US actually own crypto, and about a quarter of US investors own it. An interesting thing about this is a study done by MIC Digital, but another research firm came out they're called Gallup. They're an analytics firm called Gallup. They came out, did another report, found the exact same data, and what they showed is that also 6% of people in the US own crypto, but they've shown that this has started to increase dramatically over the last couple of months. And specifically, they're saying it's among younger people. So 18 to 49, people who are 18 to 49, 13% of those people own crypto, while 50 years and older, only 3% of people who are 50 years old or older own crypto. So that's very interesting as well. And that, I think, is going to lend and help accelerate the growth in crypto. Because always with new trends, you always start to see younger demographics get involved first. Like when Facebook was first founded, you saw a lot of younger people get involved. Now it's like mostly older people. Then you start seeing like TikTok at first was very young, and then you start seeing a little bit older people get involved. And that's the same thing that we're seeing with crypto. That's the trend that normally happens with technology, new innovation. We see very young people get involved first, and then you start to see the vast majority of people get involved later. So that's what we're seeing right now. We could see this according to the data, that right now we're still in that very early stages where younger demographics are more open to the idea of getting involved in crypto. But the important thing that I found with this is that Apple has been talking a lot recently about, hiring people to get involved with crypto. They had open job postings a couple months back, and they've been working to potentially, maybe create a digital wallet, get more involved in the crypto space. And I think this is important because back in October of 2020, the couple of things that we saw happen that helped to accelerate growth in crypto started off with when we saw, let's say, MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy purchased Bitcoin for the first time in August of 2020. That was great. That got it on people's radar. But the important thing that really helped to get retail investors involved was PayPal started to allow users to buy and sell cryptocurrency in November. November 12th, 2020 was when PayPal started to allow people to buy crypto. And that was like exactly when we saw cryptocurrency break out. That is exactly when we started to see the bull market take place. And it was right around the time when PayPal let their tens of millions of users buy and sell crypto. Then we saw Venmo. Venmo in February of Venmo in early 2021, they came out and said that, look, now we are going to allow people on Venmo to actually go ahead and buy and sell crypto as well. So PayPal, from what I've done in research from people I know, is a little older demographic than Venmo. Venmo is a much younger demographic, people in high school, people in college, and people in their 20s. That's majority for Venmo. That's what I found personally. Let me know what you guys think. But so what we're seeing is that, look, all these platforms that people use, tens of millions of people use PayPal, tens of millions of people use Venmo, they started to allow people to buy and sell crypto, and that's when we saw the market explode. That's when we started to see it take off. That's for retail investors. And the interesting thing is now is we're seeing the same sort of thing happen, because right now still a very small percentage of people own crypto, but we're seeing that it's mostly with the younger demographics. I think the next big event, like PayPal or Venmo, allowing people to buy crypto, is going to be when Apple comes out with their crypto wallet. Apple, there's over 1 billion active iPhones. When they release a new crypto feature, it's going to instantly give 1 billion people access to it. And I think this is going to be the next big event that could help cryptocurrency explode and take it to the next level. Because we already know younger demographics are the ones more involved in crypto, according to reports. So the way to get everyone involved is going to be when Apple comes out and says, look, you could easily buy and sell crypto on your iPhone. I think that's going to be the key event coming out. And then lastly, what I want to also talk about is what's going on with institutions. So we spoke about technicals. A lot of things look similar to what they did in November 2020 in terms of 50 and 200-day moving average. Also, we spoke about what's going on with retail investors, how back in November 2020, we started to see a lot of companies offer cryptocurrency trading like PayPal, Venmo. That happened. And now we're starting to see a lot more talks picking up from Apple and other companies pushing for crypto as well. So those are the same things for retail investors and technical indicators. But now with regards to what is going on with institutions, we've been seeing that there have been a lot of institutions start to pick up getting into crypto. The first institution to get involved was MicroStrategy back in August of 2020, but now we're starting to see that Tesla got involved with Bitcoin in February of 2021. We saw that PayPal, Square, all these companies are getting involved in crypto as well, and we're also starting to see banks buy in and offer crypto services. But the important thing is here is right now we have seen that the SEC currently has over a dozen applications for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. And this is important because the two reasons why we saw crypto explode in October and November 2020 was obviously retail investors getting involved, but mostly because of institutions. Institutions are able to pour billions of dollars in, and that helps grow crypto very quickly. And now we're starting to see the same thing. We spoke about this in a video the other day, which I'll link down below, but Bitcoin whales are starting to accumulate more and more crypto. That's important. But where I see it really starting to expand and grow exponentially is when the SEC approves a Bitcoin or Ethereum ETF. Because now we're seeing whale accounts start buying more crypto. They bought over $2 billion in a 24-hour time window. But when we want to see crypto go from, Bitcoin go from where it is now to over $100,000 per coin, that is going to be driven by institutional investors. And I think, SEC has said it's about time that we have a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF approved. I think once we see these approved, that is going to be the moment when we see crypto really take off. So right now, Hester Peirce, a commissioner with the SEC, had said that we're long overdue for a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, but until that happens, I don't think we're going to see that exponential growth. So from this video, the three things going on are technical indicators look very similar to what they did back in October and November of 2020. The second thing is with retail investors. There's a lot of companies that are coming out with new features, talking about crypto, and that makes it much more accessible for regular everyday people to get into crypto. That's something similar to what happened in October of 2020 as well. And the third thing is what is going on with institutions. We saw MicroStrategy, Tesla, and PayPal, and a couple other big institutions get involved with crypto, which caused the market to have its bull run. But now we're seeing that taken to the next level because the SEC has been talking about approving Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs for a while, and a lot of people at the SEC are saying it's about time and it's long overdue that we have one. So all of this has been pointing to very positive news in crypto. And for me personally, I've been continuing to add during the rally we have seen. I continue to add during the dip. I just dollar cost average over time because ultimately I'm not trying to time anything. I'm just in crypto for the long term. And with all of the adoption taking place, the acceleration we're seeing of retail investors and institutions, I'm very bullish on crypto right now. But let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you guys.